Trinidad and Tobago's cocoa industry is being looked at as one avenue towards diversification of the economy, and the UWI Cocoa Research Centre has turned its attention to achieving this goal. The centre hosted a two-day Cocoa Expo to raise awareness about the revitalisation of the industry earlier this month. The head of the UWI Cocoa Research Centre said the expo was a success. He was a guest on Good Morning Trinidad and Tobago today. Marie-Therese Bernard tells us more.
Trinidad's cocoa is highly rated at every international cocoa quality competition. Professor Pattamanathan Umaharan of the Cocoa Research Centre says this country's cocoa is still peaking.
The reputation of Trinidad in terms of its quality has not diminished.
Tell us where we are with respect to our quality. Where do we rate on that international chocolate scale?
So biannually we have a International Cocoa of Excellence competition, and this has been happening for many years, and every edition of it, Trinidad has been in the top 5. So Trinidad has been in the top and has a reputation second to none.
He says the country needs to use its stellar standing in the cocoa market to encourage growth of the industry, but he says other support is also necessary.
One way is to really shine the light on the people who are doing well so that others can look at it and emulate. And the second way is to really provide the support in terms of the university providing support in terms of training, the chocolatiers, training the cocoa producers, and providing needed services to support them. At the same time, the government also providing an enabling environment.
Labour, he says, is a major constraint in cocoa. The professor says investors are ready to put their money in the industry, but they are hampered by the lack of farmers interested in the field. He says ways have to be found to bring the value added that comes from processing cocoa down to the farmer. But this, Professor Umaharan says, will require a change in the way agriculture functions in this country.
It's agriculture in the whole, and this has to do with the way the agriculture sector has been structured. For instance, although Trinidad produces very high quality cocoa that fetches prices as high as 8,000 to 10,000 US per ton, the industry, the farmers get only 5% of that value chain. So in between, there are lots of people making money with our cocoa, but not the farmers.
The professor argues that cocoa can bring in foreign exchange as all inputs for the product come from this island. To develop the industry, he says, heightened production is needed, as well as a focused push toward improving the returns to cocoa farmers. Marie-Therese Bernard, C News.